to the air on GJRB as the news continues. I'm Gary J. Russ in the newsroom. Topping our story right now is this story. It comes out of Greece, a religious icon of Jesus Christ. They say in a small village, according to some Greek people there, is weeping and has been ever since the austerity party, or Caesarea, won the Greek elections at the end of January. Witnesses are saying that according to the Corinth TV, an Athens Macedonian news agency, the icon, which dates as far back as early last century, is housed in the church of St. Nicholas in the village of now I'll pronounce this Asprokomos, Corinth, has been secretly in oily liquid since the left-wing party leader Alexis Tsipras stormed to power in January 26th. Tsipras is the main rally cry and was renegotiating the Greeks' debt with the Troika in the European Union, the International Monetary Fund, and the European Central Bank, who comprise the Greeks' biggest international lenders. Tsipras has been vowed to reverse the measures to have crippled the Greeks' government and left many unemployed. They're on the brink of poverty, resulting in a shocking increase in suicides. Monday, the Bishop of Corinth visited the church, and crowds have been flocking there all week. Local media reports saying some villagers have taken to guarding the church to ensure that nobody removes the icon or tries to take a sample of the tears. Wow. So yeah, it's hard to pronounce that word, and I went to the pronunciation key for it and still had trouble with it. So I'll read that story again a little later on, but that's what's going on in Greece, and that's what's going on in the news for now. I'm Gary J. Russin. Next update coming up a little later before we close today on GJRB. Gary Russin, GJRB News, with this. Gary Russin, GJRB Online News. And this is true news. News that's not in the mainstream. Watch. Pray. For you not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy. New World Order. Terrorism. Economic collapse. Wars. Pandemics. Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Volcanic eruptions. Earthquakes. Signs in the heavens. Keep up with world news and events you hear on GJRB's News on the Hour. Go to End Time Headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org. With a lot of chaos happening, keep in touch with End Time Headlines and GJRB. You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, smooth jazz, and smooth afternoon. If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming. And programming in other great music formats, like blues, urban, including rap, also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, You get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that great programming you'll hear, check out their schedule at www.sau.edu/KALA. Even if you don't live in the Quad Cities area, you can enjoy KALA anywhere in the world with their internet stream. Connect with KALA. Listen and enjoy.
If you're a new emerging artist and want your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation, a website totally devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music. Check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Go to Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online's Up and Coming, drop me an email at GaryJ65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
GJRB Online.
I've been driving all night, but I can't seem to get far enough away from these memories that I keep recalling of love. It ain't easy forgetting, no matter how hard I try. When in the middle of the night your memories come passing by, I got the radio turned up to drown out the voices in my head. With every mile I make I just seem closer to the mistake I made. It ain't easy forgetting, no matter how hard I try. When in the middle of the night your memories come passing by. Now I'm left with just these memories in my mind, wanting to forget, but no matter how hard I try, you had me believing we had forever and day. But you took your sweet loving and you carried it away. It ain't easy forgetting, no matter how hard I try. Within the middle of the night your memories come passing by. I've been driving all night, but I can't seem to get far enough.
Comes from Austin, Texas. His name is Mike Prather, and his song called It Ain't Easy Forgetting. I'm Gary J. Russell with you here on GJRB Online. This is Gary J. in the afternoon on the middle of the week, over the hump day. Got some really good stuff coming up for you. Stay with me. News and information, some more good stuff, and Gary J. Sports Page coming up. Have a sports edition. Speaking of Gary J. Sports Page, I had that slated for Saturday the 21st. I postponed that. We're going to not postpone. Now remember, Gary J. Sports Page is going to be on alternating Saturdays on odd dates only. Odd dates on a Saturday. We'll bring you Gary J. Sports Page, but we're going to premiere it next month. Okay, next month, March 21st. So we're going to kind of hold off on it a little bit. We did our first show, Gary J. Sports Page, a while back, but We premiered that a while back. I will probably repost that and bring back some memories. And then we're going to go ahead and do a brand new sports page. I'll get that ready for you on the 21st of March here on GJRB when we get our regular schedule on foot. Like I said before, there'll be shows on. They're going to be on the days they're on, and that's it. Including Garyj, the Positive Rock Show, every other Monday. And on odd Mondays, it'll be Rock Worship, our Christian worship show. We got that coming up next week on Monday, so you want to tune in for that. That's coming up, Rock Worship, Christian worship music. I'll play some songs for you coming up on some of them. Got some fabulous ones that I know you're going to enjoy. Also coming up, another Positive Rock Twin Spin Tuesday. We haven't had one of those in a while, so I'm going to dig out all the songs we played over the past Positive Rock shows, put them together for another Twin Spin Tuesday. And it'll be on Tuesday here on GJRB. Now, all these programs are subject to change and can change, and I will post anything. Now, as you know, if you're a Facebook follower, try to get this on Twitter as well. If you're a Twitter follower as well, I will post all that information. And, of course, I will let you know that always be on the bottom there, times subject to change, or schedule subject to change, meaning that all programs are scheduled but can change for any reason that I might have to call off a broadcast. And I will post, if a show is getting called off, I will post it and let you know when it will be rebroadcast. But with this new schedule, all programs will be on the days scheduled. In other words, what I'm trying to say here is that all programs scheduled to go on the air on that date, on that day, such as this program, which will always be on a Wednesday. The Positive Rock Show, Rock Worship, will always air on a Monday right after CCF church services. That will probably change later. And the Gary Russin programs will always be heard on either a Monday or a Wednesday or a Friday with optional Thursday. Now, this could mean that sometimes the Gary Russell program might be heard on a Tuesday. Not always. We're going to shift it around a little bit, but mostly Gary Russell programs will be heard on a Monday or a Wednesday or a Friday. So those are always going to be heard. And then, of course, every weekend is podcast weekend here on GJRB. And that means the best of the Gary Russell program, the last 7 days, always heard on the weekend as a podcast. The last 7 days, on every third Friday, the last 7 days will be run live. But otherwise, the last 7 days is a podcast. Way out there every third Friday, alternating, of course, being on a Friday with the Gary Russell program. And every once a month, and this could change, once a month on the first Friday of every month is Smooth Afternoon and Smooth Jazz. Always here on GJRB. These are always programs that get shifted around, can get moved around. We can have special days for special programs. We might even have another one of those special Saturday Smooth Afternoons. So keep it here. And maybe even a Smooth Evening. I'm working on that one too. So stay tuned for those broadcasts coming up throughout the spring during our GJRB Spring Spectacular. And by the way, the first Saturday of May will be Radioland. And I've got some great shows, more shows that transfer from radio to TV easily, including I'll have an episode of Hopalong Cassidy, and I have an episode of a show I didn't realize actually was a radio show, became a television show. Didn't realize this, and that's going to be the Green Hornet. The Green Hornet started on radio, and I'll play you a radio episode of the Green Hornet. All coming up on Radioland in May, right here on GJRB. Let's get back into more great music. This guy I've been talking with online, he's fabulous, really good. He does a lot of We're going to be doing a lot of government conspiracy type things. He's really good at that. And eventually we'll have him as a guest on Way Out There.